Hi, it's Deck here. In this video, we're going to break down how to do a squat vault. Luca now is going to show us how to do one correctly. Before your gymnast starts learning their squat vault, they must be able to jump with 2 feet off the springboard, ready to move forwards onto the next stage. To start off with, we're going to teach the gymnast how to do a squat on. So the first step we're going to think about doing it is just putting our hands on the floor and jumping our feet into the correct shape when we do a squat on the vault. So as you can see, Luca's got his fingers facing forwards. He's going to jump his feet into his legs and keeping them nice and bent when he finishes. Once the gymnast has done their squat on the floor, we can start building the blocks up ready for when we move onto the vault. So Luca is going to put his hands on the block now. Again, fingers facing forwards. He's going to jump his feet onto the block. If the gymnast finds that a little bit difficult to start off with, you can hold their hips and just give them a little bit of assistance. Jump on to there. And then as they get a little bit more confident, you can build the blocks up slightly higher. We're now going to move on to our bunny hops on the floor. The reason we do tuck bunny hops before we move on to the vault is so the gymnast thinks about putting their hands down first, then their feet. So Luca's going to demonstrate now. He's going to start in a tuck shape. He's going to bring his hands forwards, then he's going to jump his feet into his hands, and then he can do this multiple times, so he just gets confident at building that technique of putting his hands down first. Now the gymnast has got the understanding of moving their hands before their feet and being able to do a squat onto a higher block, we're going to put everything together without the springboard. So we're going to use this carpet square for the gymnast just to visualize what it's going to be like jumping from 2 feet. And then we've got this chalk line here. This is what the gymnast's hands are going to try and land on. And then Luca's feet to start off with are going to land on the black part of the block. So he's going to go run, jump 2 feet, squat onto the block. Once the gymnast is confident at doing it on the block without a springboard, we can then move on with a springboard. When Luca does his squat on the vault, he needs to think about jumping with 2 feet, keeping his knees together the whole time, and like we said before, reaching his hands on the vault, like Luca's going to show you now. Now the gymnast is confident at doing their squat on the vault, we're now going to think about the squat through. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to get 2 blocks the same height, split them apart, and this is going to help them build their confidence at getting their feet through and landing. So Luca's going to demonstrate the exercise now. We're going to jump through and try and land. Once they're confident at doing this, we can then move on and make it a little bit trickier. We're going to add some soft play into the middle, and then eventually you can build the blocks up so they're level, ready to go onto the vault. Another exercise we can do to build their confidence at getting their feet through is on a longer block this time. Luca's going to start in front support, and what he's going to do in a minute, he's going to jump his feet through, try and lift his chest up and do a nice landing. And we can support this exercise by grabbing his shoulders. So we're going to go from here on 3, 1, 2, 3, jump through, and a nice landing at the end. Once the gymnast is confident at the previous exercises we've just done, we can now start moving onto the vault. So he's going to do a squat onto the vault, and then from there, he's going to push his feet all the way through to land. So you go hands on and feet all the way through. If to start they need support, you can do it the same way by holding their shoulders and then letting their feet come through. We're now going to perform the full squat through. So Luca again is going to jump with 2 feet, reach his hands towards the end of the vault so he doesn't clip his bum as he goes through. And I'm just going to show us now for you. Now the gymnast can do the full squat through on their own. We're going to start trying to improve this by trying to go through handstand before we get our feet through. So the first exercise we're going to try with Luca in a minute is going to go kick to handstand, and then he's going to try and lift his chest up, go through the blocks and then land. So Luca is now going to demonstrate the ideal squat vault for you. We hope you enjoyed the breakdown of the squat vault. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave a comment.